So, Jonah, you came back playing center. Talk about it now. You're kind of a Swiss Army knife, all 5 positions. What do you like about the center spot compared to tackle or point guard?
Yeah, I mean, just based kind of off my frame and how I'm built, center's more, it's more likely for me to play that in the future than tackle. But, center's good. Everything's just got to be a little quicker, a little faster, a lot tighter. You don't have as much space as you do tackle. But, that's physically, and then mentally, obviously, making a lot of the calls and kind of quarterbacking the O-line there up front. So, yeah.
When was the last time you played center in a game?
In a game? It'd be youth or something. I played it in practice, obviously, but in a game would be youth.
How did that conversation come up with the coaches during the offseason about moving you to center?
Yeah, I think it was mutual. I mean, it was both ways. It's obviously something I've had interest in playing inside in the past, and obviously they're always just trying to get, the best group of guys on the field that they can, however that works, whoever's at center, guard, or tackle. And I've just been for whatever, we need to do up front, whatever's best for the group.
How much have you worked on snaps since you've been here? How much does that add to what you have to do as a linebacker?
Yeah, I've always worked on it, kind of like a little in the background, just, a couple extra here and there, but to actually be snapping and doing everything live is obviously a big difference and a big change. Just something else to keep in mind. Obviously, it's a whole new set of muscle memory you got to build, snapping, stepping, all the different types of plays and all that. It just takes reps, just like anything else.
Lincoln mentioned yesterday that you've been working with Brett Nealon at the center position. What's that been like for you?
It's been great. Obviously, he's been around just training a little bit, coming up for pro day and stuff. So just been doing some drills for both of us to get back on the field, snapping, moving around at center, which has been good. He was obviously a great player for us. He's got a lot of great, advice and knowledge and things like that. So it's been good.
Elijah Page had a very impressive bowl game. What have you seen from him development-wise this offseason?
Yeah, he, like you said, he had a great bowl game, and he's continued on that track. He's, from the day he's got here, he's been a real hard worker. Asks all the right questions, does all the right stuff. So it's been good to see, and he's kept on that track.
Obviously, the quarterback situation is stuff in your going into your position at center. What's the challenge, I guess, developing that chemistry, and what are the things you've seen from both quarterbacks so far?
Yeah, they've both done all the right things. They both, stepped up and competed and led and done all the right things. And as a center, it's just, just learning each guy's communication, learning how each guy operates. But really it doesn't change too much for me. They're both great guys. They're both coached by Coach Riley. I trust anything he does.
What's the challenge of kind of learning all the calls and making the calls in that spot?
It's unfortunate that it's the same, relatively the same offense with the same calls, obviously same coaches I've had. So I'm not in a new system or anything, but it's just another level of communicating really when you're in the center. You've got to communicate everything. You're also seeing it a little different when you're in the middle rather than when you're at a tackle and you can stand up and kind of look at what's going on and everything. And just, making sure all 5 guys are on the same page is really, really the big thing when you're in center. Tackle, it's more so what the center's say, and then, all right, me and my guard got to be on the same page. But really when it's center, it's just making sure all 5 guys are on the same page.
What do you think were the learning lessons for the offensive line from last season?
Just how important, our chemistry and our trust and our communication is. No matter, you can have, you've got to have all of it together, and you've got to have all 5 doing it. You can't be physical, or you can't be physical and not be smart. You can't be smart and not be physical. You can't be both of those things but not have the right call. Just it's all got to come together. It starts with chemistry, it starts with reps. And we just got to buy in and build it over time. We've really got to come together as a group.
We also saw Elijah Page emerge in that Holiday Bowl. What are some things, you saw him all last year, what are the things that are really sticking out to you about his development?
Yeah, like I said earlier, he's done a great job of buying in and working extremely hard. He's obviously got, a great frame. He's got great tools to work with, and it's just, reps over time. He's going to, he's got no ceiling in terms of potential. So just work and reps, and he can accomplish anything he wants.
Jonah, sorry if this got asked already, but Lincoln said on Trojan's Live he thought that the move to center is going to be ultimately good for your career. Is that something you agree with? How do you feel like that kind of projects for you?
Yeah, obviously they're, they've coached a lot of ball, they've coached a lot of players. They'll know more about my future than me at most points, but it just kind of comes down to my frame and things like that. I'll project more as an inside guy, no matter what, just based off that. So yeah.
You mentioned working with Brett. Obviously, he played center here for a long time. What's kind of the biggest piece of advice that you've gotten from him?
A lot about, communication and everything, but really the things I'm trying to take away are his mentality with his steps and, with his body placement, his hand placement, things like that, like things that you really only get from live reps, because obviously he had so many live reps in center. So just a couple of those things I'm trying to steal from him.
Coach Riley mentioned that both the O-line and D-line have kind of bulked up over the offseason. What did you see from a weight and strength perspective?
Yeah, I think there was just a big emphasis on just weigh-ins daily from the strength staff. Whether you're a gain guy or a lose guy, obviously there's always goals going into an offseason, like, oh, I want to gain muscle, I want to get bigger, or some guys want to lose, so they're lighter. But there was just a bigger emphasis on daily weigh-ins to reach those goals. So, yeah, I would say that was it. Just really big emphasis on that and accountability of all the guys in our rooms and guys on the team.